Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Y'all, this is day 33 of this U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. It is over. It could actually be over today. The jury have their charge and they are deliberating. Let's just get into it. So as I said, day 33, the judge has entered. They started at 9:12 a.m. Eastern time this morning. When the judge had come in, he said if there's anything else, they will bring the jury in for the charge because they have already been given their directions and they're ready to go. Once again, Diddy's lawyers said the laptop is ready, but they may have a few things that they need to finalize. The judge was like, just email it to Chambers. That is not in the docket. They don't always have it all there all the time. The jurors enter. The judge read the charge. It's long, but I'll try to make it interesting. You have now heard all the evidence in this case, as well as the final arguments of the parties. I will instruct you on the law as I give it to you. So this is the countdown, y'all. It's over. It is OVA. So the judge is telling the jury that the evidence is in the testimony, not in the arguments, and they will be the ones who will find reasonable doubt. And it's based on your common sense after carefully weighing all the evidence. So all that back and forth, that's fluff. So the judge is also instructing them or letting them know that you need to think about the weight of each witness and their credibility, right? The truth and importance of their testimony. Sean Combs has been formally charged in an indictment. An indictment is not evidence. Then he goes on to say, he talks about the counts. Count 1 charges from 2004 to 24, racketeering. Count 2 from 2009 to 18, trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. Count 3 from 09 to 18, transporting individuals, including but not limited to Ventura for, lady of the evening activities. Then he goes on to say count 4, 2019 to 24, trafficking of Jane. Count 5, 2019 to 24, transportation of individuals, including but not limited to Jane for purposes of lady of the evening activities. Each of them are separate. So baby, this is where the judge shines. I didn't realize it, but he is in total control now because what he is doing is making sure this jury is clear about what they about to, make this decision on. Not arguments, anything like that. The facts and the testimonies. He said for an attempt, the U.S. must show a substantial step that was taken. Mere intention does not amount to attempt. Aiding and abetting means that someone was doing something to encourage a criminal act. Then for the RICO, the U.S. must prove that from 2004 to 24, there was an agreement between two individuals for a racketeer enterprise that impacted interstate commerce, that the defendant joined and committed at least 2 predicated acts. Now, the judge also says the U.S. must prove a mutual understanding to cooperate. You may infer its existence from the circumstances of this case. Actions may speak louder than words. You may consider the acts of all of those you find to be participants. It's go time. So he's telling them that they have to find if Diddy's enterprise existed, right? Between 2004 and 2024, he was like, people can change. As to the defendant being a member, he had to know of the existence of the enterprise. So they got to prove that. Then the judge was like, the U.S. alleges 8 counts: kidnapping, arson, bribery, witness tampering, forced labor, trafficking, transportation for lady of the evening activities, intent to dispute narcotics. The U.S. has to prove 2 offenses within 10 years. Then when they talked about kidnapping, it does not occur if somebody consented. Like if you went willingly, that's not kidnapping. Consent may be withdrawn. Arson under California law means the conspirator set fire or caused the fire willfully or maliciously. So they dropped that, right? They dropped the arson situation. So all of this is just being clear. The judge is talking about bribery and telling them exactly what bribery of a witness is under the California law. In the second part, is talking about witness tampering. It does not matter if the subject of the threat is in fact fearful. Only a threat is required. Then right here, a person may withdraw consent and it could become forced labor. Trafficking will have the same definition in counts 2 and 4. And transportation to engage in these activities, same count as in 3 and 5. Child, then right here they talking about the distribution of the narcotics, right? And then they said distribution means actual transfer. To deliver to another person for possession, physical custody is not needed. It just is the control. He said that's enough. Then for the RICO, they talked about the statute of limitations. The RICO has a 5-year statute of limitation. You must find that it continued past 2019. If you find that the government had not proved this beyond a reasonable doubt, they got to find Diddy not guilty of this. So if it was anything past 2019, they could talk about it. But if not, it's off the table. And on trafficking counts 2 and 4, transport means to take or convey from one place to another. Reckless disregard satisfies the statute. The deliberate closing of eyes, you must be unanimous on at least one specific instance of trafficking. Or I'm guessing he's going to be not guilty of that too. Y'all, this right here done got so intense, right? Because I feel like after you sit and listen to all of these things, right, you should be able to make this sound decision. But like right here when the judge said we're in the home stretch in weighing expert testimony, you should not accept it just because I allowed it. So what did he allow that they should maybe not or accept? The testimony of government officials are not worth of more or less weight than any other witness. They talk about the lady of the evening activities. They talk about the transporting for that. Were tickets arranged? We know they bought tickets. But he said, do not let lady of the evening activities be the main purpose. Child, and they got to talking about the witnesses that had immunity and that they should be examined greater than the other witnesses because of their credibility. Charts and summaries are not evidence and will not be available to you in the jury room. Certain witnesses under pseudonyms like Jane and Mia and stuff like that, that should bear on your evaluation of credibility. The defendant had no responsibility to testify. He did not. You must not attach any significance to that because Diddy did not get up there and speak for himself. Right? These testimonies have to speak for it. Then the judge was like, voluntary intoxication may negate the intent requirement of RICO. Uncalled witnesses, you have heard names of people not called as witnesses. Each side had an equal opportunity to call them. Do not speculate or consider this. There's a lot of rules. Baby, he is giving out the rules, right? The jurors are not to communicate on X, Instagram, YouTube. He said, if you see this, let the deputy know, right? Do not be swayed by bias. These hidden thoughts can impact what you hear and see. And each juror have to make the decision for him or herself. Then he said, your verdict must be unanimous. If you are divided, do not report the specifics. Your foreperson will send out any notes and any verdict. Any communication to the court will be in writing. Honey, he has sent them out. The judge also said that the alternates don't have to be there, but they will be called to replace a juror if need be, and they will be called when the verdict has been reached. Child, they have retired. The judge has retired the jury to consider. So the judge has told them not to listen to any news reports. He thanked them for being there. He said he had heartfelt gratitude for them, and he will have the deputy to give them his personal information. He has dismissed the alternates, and he has given them their verdict sheet. Only found the defendant guilty of count 1, answer to, proven or not proven, and so forth and so on. Now, the judge has told the jury that they are on their own schedule. They're going to be provided with meals. They have been sworn in. And now they can head back to the jury room, and they left. But then here come the AUSA, and then Combs' lawyer is talking about what shouldn't be included in a story. It's too late for that. It's too late for the BlackBerry message subject line. It's too late. The judge says, let's have only neutral lists go to the jury. I'll trust the parties to provide an appropriate laptop to the jurors. I'm going to stick around for a bit, but we'll just stay here as long as they wish to deliberate. At the end of the day, we'll bring them in. Then the judge says he appreciates each side, with the case. And he asks if there's anything else. They said no. They wanted to know if they could go to another floor. He said, yes, just give us your cell phone numbers. And it was adjourned. So y'all, we could have something soon. I'll be back. Bye.